Here's how to pass the Certified Ethical Hacker V13, aka the CEHv13. If you are not getting this for free, I wouldn't recommend it. I would just go for the Security Plus, A plus, Net plus. It's kind of a nothing burger certification. Imagine the Security Plus, but you answer 35 more questions on the test, so it's 125 questions. It goes a little bit deeper on things, and there's like a million more things that you have to know with their specific stuff, and that is the Certified Ethical Hacker exam. Now, if you do get this for free or decide you really do want to do it, then here's what you're going to want to do. First of all, you're probably going to have to pay for some resources or find some way to get them. There's some good stuff online for the basics that I found on like YouTube. But I would just get the EC Council course material like the textbook. Another good one is the ITTV Pro from ACI Learning. All that stuff, and that will just get you the base knowledge of everything. If you're coming from like the Security Plus and you want to do this, or you got like a free voucher like I did, then your base knowledge for the Security Plus is probably good enough for the moment, but you're probably going to want the textbook. Now, once you've studied up that, you kind of have a base understanding of everything. You're going to go ahead and take practice tests, just multiple of them. I'm going to link below a Udemy course that I recommend. You can just sign up for like a free week on Udemy and just grind it out. But there was several questions from that were almost identical on the actual exam from that Udemy course. I also will link a Quizlet with like 300 something questions that I just was going through and just put on this Quizlet. It's not perfect, but at least give you some free resources there, and then one that you can pay for. I ended up paying like 20 bucks for the Udemy course, and it was huge. So you're just going to grind practice tests using those resources, and then you're going to practice the things that you don't understand, that you don't get correct, until you start getting anywhere from 70 to 85%. If you see a couple scores that are in the 80%, and you see a couple that are like 75%, you're probably good to go. The exam itself changes on how much you need to pass. I took it twice. The first time I took it, I did not pass, and it was like a 75 or 80%, I think, to pass. Or I think it was about 75. The second time that I took it, just today, it was a 70% to pass, I believe. And so I had to get 87 out of 125. I got 104 out of 125. So that speaks leagues to the resources that I will be giving you. One thing you should know, there's some things that there's discrepancies on. So the questions sometimes don't read properly, like they've been mistranslated or just typed out weird. That could definitely affect it, but you get used to it. Another thing is some of the questions just seem to have slightly, up to your understanding of it, or just wrong answers from what I found online. So keep that in mind. You may have to bend one way or the other, but as long as you grind enough practice tests, you'll have enough questions in your head to pass the exam. General things you should know. Nmap is very huge on this exam. Things like Docker are pretty big. Knowing just your basic network protocols and ports, and just knowing different CLI tools and different terminology is all you really need to know. You can mix and match different stuff even if you don't know each one individually. The last thing I'd recommend is something like ChatGPT or Google's Gemini can be helpful, going back and forth and teaching you different topics in depth if you need to. So that's been a very helpful resource for me. Anyways, that is all I have. I honestly wouldn't recommend it. If you get it for free like I did, I think it's worth it at that point because it's free. But there's definitely better certs to pursue. Anyways, take a look at the link for those links for the resources, and good luck.